I'll tell you what, that's so unfit. Oh. The idea of a motorised barrow is a good one, and I need one in my life. Right, well, you join me on the club gravel pit. It's been a while since I've filmed here, been a while since I've fished here, to be fair. We've just really got up, we've had a good look around the lake. We haven't seen anything. There's one guy fishing, he's over the other side. He's had nothing. Apparently the bream and tench have been, whoop. The bream and tench have been coming out, but no carp really over the last few days. So we've managed to get one rod out, fishing a reedy margin over there. We will just going to try and get some bait out to it. Spodding in this wind could be interesting. I'm not very good at that. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Right, let's go spodding. Oh. He says, knowing full well that this is going to go badly because I can't spod for shit. I think, boys, they don't give it much weight. I reckon we're going to have to go really far to the right to get that even anywhere near where we need to be. That seems to have gone a lot further than I thought it would, which is surprising. I clipped it up at the range that I marked it to, so I'm not sure why. That seems to be going further. But we're kind of baiting just around the area that we're fishing. I'm definitely standing in the same spot, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on. 4 or 5 spots up there, we're not going to do many. It's still very cold water. That's gone badly. It's about in the zone, but didn't hit the clip that time. Last one. Mixture of 10 and 15 mil boilies. Probably mainly the 10s going in there, to be fair. Always fired that. Seagulls here are always straight on it. That's part of it, isn't it? That's the downside. You can't really catapult stuff out there because the seagulls just munch it straight away. Anyone's a little bit out. If we get a bite, we'll put some more out. But that'll be enough for today. All right, time to get the second rod out. And we'll get out a nice pink Northern Special wafter. And we're going to put it out on a combi multi-rig, which is a rig that I have only just started using. Mainly because I watched Daryl Peck and I think, wow, he's good. So maybe if I use the same rigs as him, I'll be good. And that's exactly how they get you, isn't it? So I use a bait screw to put these on. It's probably not the best way of doing it because these are really hard. And it takes a bit of effort to wind that on there. But yeah, once that's on and in. So that's the rig. It's just a piece of 20 pound, 25 pound boom. I don't know if that's going to focus. To a bit of double over braid, tied on, come on, tied on multi-rig style. So it's a loop, little liner, just to keep it all tidy. And that'll sit, in theory, with the hook bait just wafting above the hook. That's the plan anyway. Now this bit I'm not so sure I've got confidence in or not. I don't know what the bottom's like out there too much. It's pretty much solid gravel everywhere. I've tried to find a slightly softer bit with the, like the marker lead earlier, So I'm fishing it helicopter style, just something different to try really. I've not really fished helicopter rigs before. You know, I'm sort of trying to give myself a bit of a try everything kind of approach and see how that works. So in theory the boom will kick it away from the lead, and then the subtle bit at the end will do the hooking. So we're going to get this out now. Well, we're going to get it wrapped up, then we're going to get it out, and we'll see how that goes. Right, well we're all set up and finally fishing both rods. So that's a start. We're fishing right into the corner of the lake. We're in a little bay, sort of, it can hold fish. Like we're fishing sort of, I'm off the back of the wind, but where we're fishing to is a reed line margin that's getting all the wind into it. So I'm hoping that that's pushed some fish into there. I feel like they do hang up there. They can get through and behind these reeds. So there's like where the reed line is, if you can get through and behind it and there's still water, which is obviously completely inaccessible from the bank. So it's quite a safe area for them. They can get right in there and hide. So I'm hoping right in that bottom corner, just a bit of bait. The bottom feels a little bit softer there, which is sort of, when you drop the lead in and then pull back, it's sort of a bit smooth, and then it onto like a gravel bit. So I don't know if it's like a silty area. So we're going to try that and see. But yeah, rigs are out. I think I've been here about 2.5 hours, like with walking around, setting up. I wanted to get a bivvy up because it's so bloody wet. It feels like I needed to have some shelter for the day. Otherwise I'm just sitting in my big coat all day, which gets a bit uncomfortable after a while, doesn't it? Didn't bring the kettle either, which is a bad sign. Right. Let's talk a little bit about the stock at this lake. So we're looking at what, 6-7 acre lake, old gravel pit, old windsurf pit actually. And let me see behind me. We're up in one of the corner bays. Stock wise, there's approximately 80 to 90 fish, I think it is, and in that there are 7 known 30s. I think they go to mid 30s. Apparently there's a new one just come through that had been sort of between 16 and 20 for quite a few years, and there's piled on some weight to get to about 30, just over 30, just under 31. I'm just chatting to one of the guys, apparently it was caught back in September. So we got a good bit to aim for. There's definitely potential of a new PB in here. My PB stands at £30 and like an ounce or something, weighed by a bailiff at a day ticket locally, because I wasn't sure. I knew it was biggish for me, and he happened to be there, so I got him to weigh it. But yeah, so there's a PB chance in here. All we've got to do is find it. Now, it being a windsurf pit, it is always windy. It's right down on the coast, the south coast, and yeah, I don't know. I've fished it through on and off for about 5 years, but I've never really put a lot of time into it. Sort of just turn up on the odd weekend in the summer, try and get on some fish, and I've had fairly good success. Most of my fish have been in the 20s. There are some smaller ones in here. Obviously, there are some bigger ones in here, but we've generally done okay when we've managed to turn up and get on fish. It can get quite busy, so that's another part of it. You've sort of got to try and fit in when you can. This time of year, it's empty. There's only me and one other on, and he's down the other end of the lake, so he hasn't had anything. I haven't had anything. I haven't even seen a fish show, to be honest. Although, to be fair, I've been hiding in the bivvy for a bit because it's been a bit chilly and windy. Now, normally with this sort of fishing and this sort of weather, I'd be at the other end of the lake. The southwesterlies, they blow directly down into the other corner by the entrance. But where the water level's so high, the swims there are all underwater, and I haven't got my waders with me. So note for next time, bring your waders, and I can get into some of the swims that I know can do fish on the end of a wind. Generally, I think the wind, it's still a bit too cold, maybe for them to follow that down there. But I know they will do in the summer and spring. I've come in here and people have all been fishing this end of the lake, and I've got turned up and sitting down the other end, just fish boshing out everywhere. And I had 3 fish within about an hour, and then it quieted down. But that was probably my fault for not putting enough bait in to keep them in the area. So rods have been in about an hour and a half, and yeah, nothing. No, not even a liner. I've had no sign of them. I can see the lake from where I'm sitting, or see this section of the lake from where I'm sitting, and I've not seen anything show, move. Not even a little like tiny top or anything. I've seen nothing, not a tench, bream, a roach. So the water is still very cold. It's probably gonna be a few weeks before it warms up. If we get a bit of milder weather, that might turn them on. So we're going to keep plugging away here. We might, before we go, when we pack up from here, we might give it another hour or so down the other end just to see if I can find somewhere that I can get rods in. As long as I can get like to the water with the net, we should be all right. And there is a bit of a platform I could potentially stand on. Just depends if the water's deeper than my wellies. But if I'm going home, I don't mind getting wet, but I don't want to get wet at the start of a session trying to set up. I haven't got spare clothes, so we'll just we'll see how that goes. But we're going to stand here for a bit, keep an eye on the water, and just see if we can see anything, see if we get anything to go on. I don't mind moving if I have to. Like, it's a bit of a faff to pack everything up and get it back on the barrow, but it's not the end of the world if we have to, kind of thing. That's why I generally don't bring a bivvy with me most of the time, but I knew I'd need one today because it's just so wet and horrible. Yeah, let's see how we get on. Well, we're about 5 hours in, I think, something like that. What is the time? Time is 1:15, and we got here just after 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6 hours into the session, and there's absolutely nothing to report. Like, one guy's walked around, we had a good chat about things on the lake and stuff, but other than that, it's been very, very quiet. I've not seen a fish, I've not had a bite, not a bleep, not a liner, nothing. So getting to the point where I might pack up, and now I know that that might seem a bit silly, judging by the fact that there's still a lot of the day to go, and there's always a chance that we could get something as we get towards the evening. I am getting a bit cold, and I didn't bring a kettle, and I really want a cup of tea. So we will persevere for a little bit longer, but there's a chance we might start winding down in a minute. It has stopped raining for a minute, which also means it's quite a good time to get the bivvy down. But yeah, we'll see. It's either that or we move swims, but I've been watching the water and I haven't really seen anything to go on, so I don't know. That might not make any difference either. There's a bug on my camera. There we go. Yeah, only wildlife we've seen is that bug, cormorants and seagulls. So none of the things we are after. I do normally have Tommy on these trips. He loves our fishing trips, the little lad. And I said to him about going fishing yesterday, and he was like, "Where are we going?" And I was like, "Well, you chose last week, so it's my turn to choose this week." And his instant reaction was, "You're going to choose lid, aren't you?" And I was like, yeah, that's where I want to go. I want to get my season started up there, go and see what it's like, see if anything's been happening. And he was like, "I'm going to stay at home." And he's not a dumb boy. You know, he knows this place can be really hard. He knows how windy it can be. And he's just decided, nah, not up for it. He'd much rather be on a pond that's got a bit more chance of catching. So next week is his turn. He will choose the venue. I think we'll probably be going to like the industrial estate lake that we fished before. He likes it there. There's a good chance of a bite. Lots of fish in there, loads of different species. So I think that'll be our adventure next week. So the lid diaries might just be a bit of me, to be honest. Anyway, let's see if we can find a fish. We can't find a fish. There is no fish. There is no fish anywhere. The only thing I'm going to find is bloody Mary Poppins it across this lake in my bivvy in a minute, if it doesn't sort of if the wind don't calm down. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Go beep. Go beep. Go beep. That's what we want. Beep boop. Beep beep. Beep. It's not gonna happen. Been looking at getting some new rods soon. I've seen online, both on eBay and on like Total Fishing Tackle, that the Sonic Gravity rods are on sale. So they used to be like 150 quid and they're down to about £65 a rod, which isn't too bad. But then it's like, right, so I might as well get a 3-rod set up, because I've got a 3-rod license and I fish 2 rods. I've never bought a third scope to go with my setup, and they don't sell the ones that I've got. And I'm a bit like, oh, if I buy a non-matching one, will it look weird? And it shouldn't make any difference. You can fish with 3 completely different rods and it won't make any difference. But I quite like them to all be the same, because, you know, tackle tart. And, I mean, there's some logic in it, like they all cast the same, they all feel the same weight, all that sort of rubbish. But realistically, it's just because I'm a tackle tart. So we're currently debating to buy 3 rods. And then you're going to need the spod marker rod, because there'll be 12-foot rods and I've only got 10-foot set up. So the idea is when I go to places like Linear and things like that, I can actually fish at a bit better range, because my casting's not great. And I think like just having that extra 2-foot length on the rods would give me that help that I need to get out to those sort of 100-yard, 120-yard ranges. Like I can hit 100 yards on these, but it's a big chuck and I couldn't bait at that, I don't think, on the spod rod. And I don't think I could fish particularly accurate at 100 yards. Some people can, and it's probably a lot of technique. A lot of the places I fish are quite small, so don't get a chance to do big chucks very often. There would be a chance here if you're on your own and you fished in a peg that didn't need it. I mean, I'm only fishing 17 wraps into the corner, so like what's 100 yards, 25 wraps or something? A lot of people fish at like 30 plus, and I don't think I could do that. Not that I really might be able to do that, but being able to fish like 25 to 30 would be quite good if I could fish that when we go back to Linear, if I need to, because I was there last time I was struggling. So yeah, looking at getting some new rods. But then it comes with it, you need to buy reels. Well, I've got 2 reels. I can take them off the 10-foot rods. They're big enough, they'll be fine. And I need to buy another rod, so that's another 100 quid. And then I've only got 2 bite alarms. Then I need another bite alarm. And you can only get my ones second hands because they're the old Delkin TXI Pluses, which is fine, about 70 quid. Well, then I'm like, well, do I get myself some new alarms with like different functions on it? Like, I quite like the idea of having a drop back tone. I know it sounds really weird, but like sometimes when you get drop back, it's nice to know that it's dropping back at you rather than running out, because I feel like you need to get on a drop back quicker because there's no pressure on the line. So part of me is looking at getting all these bits, but then you're like, that's a lot of money all of a sudden. Like it's 200 quid for a new set of alarms, or well, the ones I've been looking at, the Fox Mini Micron X's, like the 3-rod set's like 200 quid. So that's 200 quid for that, 200 quid for the rods, 100 quid for the reel. And all of a sudden you spent 500 quid just getting some new rods, plus a spod rod. So that's another 70 odd quid. So yeah, like 570 quid to buy it all. It's a lot of money. Or I just keep searching for another 10, or I could just buy another 10-foot rod. And a reel, and alarm. So that's still gonna be 2, 3, 400 quid. And at that point, you're like, well, might as well spend the extra and get the brand new rods. Decisions. I could sell the scopes. That would, if I sold the scopes and the Delkims, with the spod rod as well, that and the bags, that would probably cover a good chunk of it. I reckon, what, 200 for the 2 Delkims and receiver, probably another 250 for the 2 rods and the spod rods. So yeah, I'd be most of the way there. Would I miss them though? Yes. I've had them for years and I love them. The small pack down size is ideal, but I feel like I definitely want to start fishing 3 rods at this place because it just gives me that option, just an extra rod, isn't it? Spread them about a bit, try a few different things. Anyway, I think I'm gonna have a recast and see if we can find something. We'll maybe try a few different spots around the swim. Might leave one out there and just flick a roam in one round for a bit and see if anything comes up. We've got a few hours left, so we might as well try something, haven't we? You got something going on here. Stinky, slimy bream made me abandon my sandwich. So typically, I put everything down to start eating my sandwich before I packed up. I managed to get a little bit because the bobbins were going up and down and just getting a few beeps here and there. And then for some reason the camera cut out. So what you missed is me catching a 1.5 pound bream. Woo! I mean, it was nailed, so the rig worked. That was on the pink wafter. First time I've ever caught a bream carp fishing here, which is really unusual. Like most people hook into a few, at least a couple of bream and tench in a session, but I generally don't. So I'm quite happy that I don't, because they're slimy. There's some big bream in here. They go up to like into double figures. If you ever wanted to come and target bream, this is quite a good place to come and do it. But not what I was after. Got all my nets slimy and wet just as I was about to pack up, so yay. Maybe the next one will be a carp. Well, packing up time. We've done our best. Nothing really to show for it, apart from a little bream, which you guys didn't even get to see, so. There's actually almost a bit of sun coming through, some blue sky, but my legs are cold, my feet are cold, and I think it's just time to call it a day. So we're gonna load up, get back to the car, go home and have a nice hot bath. And we'll be back out again next weekend, I imagine. Me and Tommy down the industrial estate lake, trying to catch a few small carp and see whatever else swims really. See you in the next one.